your affirmations. Go. Wake up every day and say your affirmations. Go. Wake up every day and say your affirmations. Go. Wake up every day and say your affirmations. Go. Happiness and kindness is a choice. Wake up.
Oh my God. All right. It is 7:07. I want to apologize for us being late. We're usually punctual and on time tonight, but we had some technical difficulties. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I want to thank everyone. Thank all of our members on our page. Things that people don't want to talk about. Happy Easter to all of those who celebrate. And shout out to my brother down in Jefferson City, Antoine Flemings. He rocking that red and gold God level hat. Brother, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. I want to thank our guest this evening, Creation Divine. We're going to go more into that as the show go on. This is Things People Don't Want to Talk About, brought to you by God Level. I am a mother. I'm a nurse. I have a podcast. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a cousin. I'm a friend. I'm an aunt. I am everything good. John, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
John Skywalker, the Sly Talker here, lyricist, spoken word artist, martial artist, personal trainer, lover of life, student of psychology, and I'm a father with 4 hip-hop albums available on all major streaming platforms now. Dimensions, Higher Dimensions, Law of Affirmations is the most recent, and Light Benders. This is positive, conscious hip-hop bringing light to your area. Tap in, plug in, salute.
Salute. Diamond, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
Yes, I am Sabah Diamond, life coach, counselor. I help people find happiness and peace and make sense of their lives. I'm an entrepreneur, nutritionist, fitness professional, and the owner of and founder of the Abode of Osar Institute of Personal Excellence. I am a spiritual teacher, and I'm everything good, brother, sister, lover, all of that. So,
Absolutely.
salute.
Salute. John, you want to introduce our guest?
Oh, this is Nalita. Well, I think she should introduce herself. Introduce herself. But I will just say that I discovered her through an open mic. She has a powerful voice. Stage presence is crazy.
Oh, so will she be ending the show for us tonight?
I don't know. I don't know.
Think about it. Go ahead.
I mean, she called you out, but in any case, love, could you introduce yourself?
I did.
I'm not gonna throw her out like that,
Just a little bit.
Well, my name is
powerful voice. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
Creation Divine, and tonight I'm here representing a nonprofit youth organization, HYPE, helping young people excel and helping youth perform effectively. And I am glad to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Oh, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about this flyer right here that we're looking at.
Okay, so this flyer represents the HYPE project. The HYPE project is a campaign to raise funds for the HYPE program. We've been here 2 years. HYPE stands for Helping Young People Excel and Helping Youth Perform Effectively. We are a character enrichment program, and we implement it through sports, performing arts, mentoring. We offer the building as a mental health safe space for youth and youth leadership development. And so we are currently raising funds to support the operations of the building so that we can continue to have these young people be able to come to the center. And pardon me, I'm sorry about that. Come to the center, and primarily for free. We are on the north side of Valdosta. For those that are familiar with Valdosta, the area that we're in, there's a neighborhood called Blue Pool that's behind us. And it is, from what I understand, about 75% single family households and have, latchkey kids. So, young people that are coming home after school with nothing to do. The center is located where the kids can get here safely, where they can walk here, safely. And so it's in a good position. It's in a good place, for kids to come. There's a lot of children not too far from this area that um, have been unfortunately stricken by the drug epidemic that's out here, these new drugs that's around. So a lot of kids come up to the center and, they're complaining and scared, communicating about their household, and their living situation with parents strung out on drugs and parents in prison. So we're wanting to be a facility where, the youth can come, not only after school, but on the weekends as well, a safe space for them. And so we've been around. Hype has been around for the past 11 years, and started the first summer track and field program in the area. We started a flag football and cheerleading program. I was instrumental in the start of another youth organization with sports, Titletown Titans, and just here to make a difference, just here to promote the well-being of young lives, and to also support the parents, support the families. We want to support the families. I see there's organizations that I've seen around, and I've heard people talk to kids, and I've heard where they kind of talk down to the kids about the parents, and talk down to the parents, and blaming instead of undergirding and supporting the whole family. So we're here to support the whole family. So we would love for you to help us continue to help young people excel. We ran into a situation last year where we had been here a year and a half, licensed for business, and the city came in and tried to reclassify us to a daycare. We were requesting our certificate of occupancy because the state required it for us to get our exemption from a daycare and to get funding through the CAPS program right from the start, CAPS program. And they took me through hell and high water. The attorney said, I was dealing with the bureaucracy of Valdosta, and I've pretty much dealt with it, alone with me and my children. And I went through it from April of last year until October. I went public at the city council meeting and got an attorney, and we were able to get our certificate of occupancy the next week. Unfortunately, the building is Garden Drive A, Side A, and Side B. And we had Side B. I had a boxing ring over there. We had workout equipment. The kids were coming in and working out. And we had to let go of the other side of the building because of that. I didn't see it coming at all. I had planned for it. Like I said, we had been here already a year and a half.
Wow.
2021, we were not going to do summer program because we were in the middle of track. We went to Junior Olympics in Houston. And so it hit pretty hard, but I'm grateful that we are here today and the bills are paid and there's no eviction notice, so we can continue to, help young people excel in this education. Yes,
Boy, them folks, I tell you, them folks. So you are based in Texas? You're in Texas?
No, they're in Georgia.
I'm in Valdosta, Georgia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Yeah. So it's definitely been very interesting navigating, but we're here. Like I said, we're here for it, and our community is in desperate need, of more positive options and outlets for our youth.
Okay. What is your Cash App?
Right there.
Oh, you should put the $ in front of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, $ Hype for Purpose. Just so
Yeah.
Yes, $.
And my question also, so what inspired you to create this organization? What inspired this?
Well, I have been working with youth and family services and in ministry my whole life. I come from a Christian background. My parents were pastors, and so working with kids, I started doing that, early on, working with children, because I had to be the Sunday school teacher, and the Sunshine Band youth choir director, for the kids. And I was, 11 years old. And so, but I've always had a heart for children, for people, period. Um,
Mm.
People
Okay.
that were suffering, people that were going through, less fortunate than me. My heart has always gone out, and so it's just always been something that I've done. And so Hype came into existence in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was at a TD Jakes conference, and
My old pastor.
okay, where our hotel set, there were some projects down below, so I could see the projects from the hotel room, and these hundreds and thousands of people coming and gathering and going into this building, to praise and worship and do what church people do. And my heart went out for the people in the community. I'm like, if we could just all go there and even my heart just went out for the kids, for the community. And so the name Hype came up. It's not the only Hype. There's a lot of Hypes, but the name Hype came up. I had never heard the name Hype and the acronym Helping Young People Excel. And so that's kind of how that
Love it. Love it. I used to be a part of a hip hop group. We would call Black Hype, and it was also a acronym. And the Hype stood for having youth positively educated.
okay.
And Black stood for brothers learning African culture and knowledge. So we were Black Hype all together. So I'm with you. I got you on that. Very good.
Yeah.
I
All right.
donated.
Y'all have any more questions? Oh,
No, I donated quickly.
Thank you so much.
Quickly.
So
We
much.
need more. Yeah, we need more organizations like this in our community.
mm-hmm.
But we
What
we,
you're
we
doing
definitely
right
need
now,
more.
I take my head off to you. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Keep going. So yeah, thank you, and thank you for using our podcast to promote something very positive, because we don't do negativity over here. We don't do drama.
Already.
Yeah.
We do not do
We
drama.
need more outlets for our youth.
Mhm.
We cannot keep pressing on and forget the youth. Those are the seeds. You can't have a proper garden if you don't water the seeds.
That's
All
true.
right. So that's always a special and very divine thing when one takes upon him or herself
Absolutely.
to nurture the children. So thank you so much. Thank you for
My
that.
pleasure. My pleasure.
And thank you for
And
being
the other beautiful thing,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, and the other beautiful thing is, there's a lot of organizations that are like hers, they're in our communities, right? So there is a narrative out there that we have to wait for a politician to make a move. But here it is. We have one example right amongst us, just saying, hey, there's a problem, got a solution, boom. So all we have to do as a community is just help out a little bit. Let's water this
That's
this
it.
plant
That's
right
it.
here. Let's
And
water it.
That's
It's
it.
already here.
we've been pretty much self-funded for a lot of different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to. This is my first time, in business like this. Well, having a facility, and then even with nonprofit, we just got our 501c3. I didn't have my 501c3 because I really didn't understand it, and so I've just continued to do what I've always done. So it hasn't been no, continued. I've just did what I've always done. But now, in order to take it to the next level and to be able to serve more children and families, we're going to need the assistance of our community. Then I was, afraid to take some people's money because I didn't want anybody to think, try to put a thumb, try to control what goes on and how it goes. So I've been very careful. And so, but I have a quote that all things are in right divine order. So I believe that this is, it's, and I'm saying not only believe, I'm experiencing people coming and giving and reaching out, and so I'm grateful.
Excellent.
I say.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, my pleasure.
I don't have any questions. I just want to donate. And I already
Yeah, and that's the whole point. Yeah, that's the whole point.
Donate.
You want to get
Yeah.
people to
That's
just
what you're
donate.
asking. Yeah.
Yeah.
To know that my
Yeah.
money is going to go do something positive. Absolutely.
No,
I'm all with
absolutely. We guarantee that with receipts,
oh,
or you'll see it.
All right.
Yes.
So, which
Uh,
question do you want to dive into from earlier this week, God level?
You already know which question I want to start with first. You already know which question I want to start with first. Let me go back to it. I'm sorry. We're moving on. Thank you,
Oh.
Creation Divine,
You're
and thank you for
welcome.
being our special guest this evening. Yeah, let me
That's
go back to it. Let me because
Oh
I'm me
man.
and Ivy was on the same page. There you go. True or false? Men do not cheat. When I read that, I was like, what?
where'd that come from?
Exactly. I-
So it's been a campaign for like what, 7 years. It's been about 7 years. It started off as black men don't cheat, right? And I don't know if you guys remember Little Duval. He's the comedian. He's been on a whole bunch of movies. Little Duval came out with this song about black men not cheating, and it took off. And then Charlemagne the God, he came in, boosted it up, and so a lot. It was a ongoing debate. Black men don't cheat, as to insinuate that you're not a man if you cheat, and that only the boy minded cheats, right?
Not
So there was that
necessarily.
whole
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Now, but here's the thing:
Yeah,
everybody
man.
latched on to it.
Oh,
Like, it's still going now. I just saw
Yeah.
it the other day, so that's what made me bring it up. Like, dang, that this was like years ago, and I still see people saying black
Oh yeah.
men don't cheat. So I'm like, all right, let's let's bring it in. Let's break it down, because I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I get it, but then I'm like, nah. When you break it down,
Yeah.
infidelity is not something. It's not just this one particular thing. Like, it's like, all right, what's
Yeah.
the inverse, right? If men don't cheat, who cheats? If it's not men, oh, boys cheat. Okay, what does that mean? Because I mean, when I think of boys, I'm thinking children. So are you saying that little boys cheat? No,
young
John. Little boys in men's bodies cheat. All right. Again,
hmm
what are we talking about here? Still, what are we
people
talking
cheat.
about?
People, period. I mean, it's just
People cheat. Period.
and
Men
well,
cheat. Women cheat. It is what it is.
it's a stage in human nature, period. You
Um,
know.
I wouldn't call it a stage. I think it's the way that we have been brought up.
Well,
If
that's the
you if
stage I'm
hold
talking about.
okay, hold on.
Hmm
If you're a father and you have a son, and you're telling your son to sleep with them all, how do you expect this man to be monogamous with one woman when he gets married, when he's used to sleeping with them all? Sow your royal oats, lay down with all of them. And then when you do get with this woman, he think he's found the one he gets married to, and all of a sudden he got these urges to go do something else. Why? Because that's what he been doing. How do you turn that off? We're
Communication.
we're programming our young men to sleep with them all. I'm gonna leave that there.
Yeah. Well, I'm a leader because that'll change this whole subject if I go in on that, because there's a whole nother side. It's a whole nother side that the everyday layperson don't see to that.
Oh,
And
okay, you're our spiritual
so,
advisor.
Am I
well,
allowed to speak?
Oh
Yes,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
of
Yeah.
Please.
course you are.
go ahead.
So my grandma used to say, if you cheat, you'll lie, and if you lie, you'll cheat.
Mhm.
So with the whole, cheating, I think it all boils down to open communication and honesty. Period. Like from the giddy up,
Mhm.
and then realistic. I mean, just being realistic, you know,
Yeah.
and that would kind of eliminate, all that. So I think if they cheat, man or woman, then that's because they are a liar. That's what I think by definition.
Mm.
Mm.
So I know.
Mm.
See, we this can easily get the women because Keisha Be Kind is already going off in the chat. So I just
Who
want
is
y'all to
that?
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Let
Keisha
me say,
Be Kind Morgan, she's
oh,
already going off on. But
Keisha!
listen,
That's my sister.
I shout out to Keisha. Listen, I
Immature
understand,
adult
but
age men
uh,
cheat to
it,
counter their insecurities.
yeah, at the end of the day, what
They
we're
do.
talking about, what people fail to do, and this is where women also have to take up accountability because it ain't just men. You know, I've had some flings with some married women myself,
I
so
said people.
I know. Yeah, so that's why we're talking about.
I said
So
people.
what the thing is that what we have to do as a people, period, is we have to announce the contracts that we have with one another, the agreements. You can't just assume that just because you're getting in a relationship that it's automatically going to be assumed or seen as a monogamous relationship. You know, so the thing is that you got to speak about that. You got to have these conversations and stop assuming because it's only wrong because you say it's wrong. You know, but in other cultures, it's men are allowed to have more than one woman, you know, and a lot of women are okay with that, and then there are some cultures where women are not okay, so you have to make sure that you announce, hey, I want a man that's dealing only with one woman. That's it. You've got to talk about it, and people fail to do that because there's this assumption every single time that this is what it is. Stop assuming. Have the conversation. You know, you ask all other questions except that one. You don't never ask that question, you know, so that's a problem. so anyway, like I said, that could change this whole thing into a whole nother
Yeah,
show.
it could. I just want to. I just want to comment on what you just said. You know, in other
Hmm.
cultures, it's okay for men to have other women, and some of the men over here think that that's because it's going on over there that it's okay for them to be doing it over here. It's not the
Yeah,
case. That's
but
all.
what about the women? Women do too
Mm.
because I've
People
come across
cheat.
women who wants
Women
they want this
and women are the
polyamorous
best.
situation.
Women, people cheat, but women are the best cheaters.
Yeah, I'm just
Best
saying
Like
cheaters
it
is
is
such
what
an
it is.
oxymoron. It's such an oxymoron.
I hate to say it, but I hate to say
The
it. I
best
mean,
cheater?
I gonna say
Like,
well, they get away with it the most. Women
Yeah.
get away with cheating the most. You
So
will never
until
know
we
when a woman is cheating on you. You just won't.
yeah.
And if you do, then she wants you to know.
Hmm. So until
And
we
we learn
are
from you
ready to
all.
address our spiritual immaturities and things like that, we can't even talk about this subject because people ain't ready to deal with it. That it boils down to that, you know, to spiritual maturity.
Mhm.
Period. So we can stop blaming men or blaming women. There is something that we as a people,
Blaming.
period, are
We
not
just
doing
said
right.
people cheat. People cheat.
That's just all it
mm.
is.
That's it.
And
People
it's
cheat.
different. It's different reasons.
Mm.
It ain't
Everyone
just
has their
because
reasons
somebody,
why
yeah,
they step out.
it's different
Um,
reasons.
they falling
And
out
then
of
there's different
place.
types of cheating, right? There's different types of cheating.
So I've
You
heard.
know
So,
what? I get what Diamond is saying. Women usually cheat out of revenge.
oh,
Not necessarily.
this is what
Not
Keisha said.
necessarily. Some in very
Oh, man.
listen, and
Woo!
I'm telling on
Hey,
myself. Some of the flings I've had, the women were in happy, healthy homes,
how do we
and
know
they were.
that?
It
They
wasn't.
told
It
you what
wasn't
you wanted
about.
to hear. They told you what you
No,
wanted to
no,
hear. Are you
no. I'm
sure?
pretty
Were you there?
investigative.
Were you there?
I'm pretty investigative, and that's the thing
Mhm.
is that I also knew the husband as well. So I'm just saying. So no,
You see how
look,
cold
don't.
blooded we are?
I'm just saying.
You see how cold blooded we are?
Yeah. So I'm just telling you that we can shape
Baby, that's
this.
just the maintenance man.
We can shape this up any way we want to mold to our own emotional conditions and deficiencies. But the truth is there's a broader thing going on, and
Mm-hmm.
until we open our eyes and address that, this is always going to be a subject. We will never eradicate it.
Mm-mm.
So
Because it's going
it
on.
is what it is. All I
Yeah.
know is at this point, I know where I am, and I'm honoring the agreement that I have right now, and that's what matters. So
Amen.
And I know she's honoring the agreement as well. So we're good. We're good.
Mm.
But I also thought it was a interesting statement because, again, this is tied into a sense of maturity, right? And
For
so we
men.
say that, okay, for men. Well, since this is about men this time, all right,
Thank
cool.
you.
Let's do that. Let's do
Yes,
that.
let's go there. Okay.
So I just thought it was very interesting that, manhood is this one specific thing. So again, men don't cheat. That's sort of like an idea. It's not necessarily, well, it does derive from a principle, right? Fidelity, right? But it's also there's somewhat of a false expectation here that everyone arrives to this place of maturity in their young adulthood, and at this space there's no cheating, and that even if you do it one time, it's irredeemable. So if you do it one time as a man and you learn from that, once a cheater, always a cheater still. Right.
Are you saying it to be a fact, or are you repeating?
That is false. Because I've met a man.
Yeah.
That statement is false.
Okay.
I've met a man and I've talked to him. I'm gonna say who he is. And in that little bit of 10-minute conversation, he was very open about why he cheated or why he was cheating on his wife. He said he happened to see a message in her phone from another man asking his wife when they were going to, lay down, but he was very vulgar with it. And he said after that, he said it was game on. I said, how long ago was that? He was like, that was years ago.
So she broke the agreement. In other words, he cheated because he thought she broke the agreement.
He cheated because she did. That's one reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm not going to say once a cheater, always a cheater, because now he's looking back at everything that he's done. And he said, I really feel bad about it.
mm-hmm.
He said, I regret it now. He said, but how did that other man get her number?
Here we go. Oh,
Because women usually forgive and men can't handle when a woman cheats on them. They can't handle that, baby.
Mm-hmm.
No, most men do not forgive indefinitely. No, they don't.
Well, and that's because it's a difference. Here's
because somebody's been in your territory.
It's like this. This is the way I've always designed. This is the way I've always described it. It's like it's the difference between somebody, if you drop a hot dog on the ground, you can pick it up and wash it off. But if somebody stick their finger in your soup, it ain't no good. Okay, so that's the difference. That's the difference.
It's actually kind of good. That's actually kind of good.
So that's the difference.
That's
well.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, because somebody's been in your playground.
Well, and I'm just saying, but there are deposits.
But you took our magic stick to go play with somebody else's playground. That's a problem.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying any of it's valid. I'm just saying that this is a lot of times this is what's in the mind of men.
Why is that? Why women more? We can forgive you all, but you can't forgive.
Because you guys, y'all hold on to what could be. That's why you do it. You hold on because women already have this whole laid out fantasy about what her relationship is. And if something comes and interrupt that briefly, she'll say, okay, well, forget that. Let's get back to what I was thinking this could be. You see? But men is like, look, I feel betrayed. You're supposed to be just loyal to me, but that's a shot to his ego.
It should
and not necessarily. So as long as a woman's plan isn't interrupted, because she's been dreaming this thing up since the time she was 12 years old, and it's like when she finally get it, it's like okay, I can let that go, but you're gonna have to earn my trust back, and I'm willing to sit here with you as you earn it back. But we got to get back to this dream of mine. We got to get it's those type of what could be and those memories. Remember what we had. We still got this. I know you still a good man and what have you. So that's the difference. It's just the way that men and women look at things differently.
Mm-hmm. And when a man finds out that his woman has been cheating, he no longer wants her.
Yeah,
he can't forgive it. He
It's,
cannot forgive the fact that somebody magic stick, or I'm sorry, somebody's finger been in his.
Well, what if it was emotional cheating?
That's
What
right.
if it was emotional cheating?
But see, that's a woman
What is
thing.
emotional cheating? Define emotional cheating.
Right.
Being emotionally invested in the opposite sex, another lover. So we're talking about
That's
romantic
so
love,
cheating.
but no physical. So
Mhm.
you feel passionately about another woman or another man than you do about your spouse, or even equal to that. So whatever feelings you have with your spouse, you know, the experiences you share together, you're duplicating that with someone else, if not better.
Oof.
Mhm.
Mm. So why are you still where
Mhm.
you're at?
Why can't we just have it all?
But you can. But that's the thing. You got to be careful who it is you
Can.
hooking up with.
You can. If y'all have
You,
that agreement in the beginning, you can.
look, if you don't have a system of assessment and pre-qualification, then that's on you. Everything that you're going through is to teach you to get one in place. And that's on every individual. Okay, have a system of pre-qualification in
Mm.
place and
Mm.
have it to work for you.
Ooh.
Okay, so if you until you get one in place, you're vulnerable to this. Period.
Mm.
That's just how it is.
Emotional cheating is still sharing.
Sharing. So that's what it's about. It's about sharing
Hmm.
intimacy, but there's levels to intimacy, right? So we're talking about
Yes.
how vulnerable are you with another person. So let's just say, for example,
Mm.
um, a man is sharing his deepest fears, concerns, dreams, aspirations with another woman, but he doesn't share them with his girlfriend, his wife.
That you've already told me why that is. That because he doesn't trust her.
Right?
You've already
Yeah, and
told me.
also could that
And
could that
it could be he's afraid of the response he's going to get.
Mm.
So
well, and it could, but
you
it
talked
also
about
could be the chemistry.
Mm.
Don't leave the
the
subject of
chemistry.
chemistry
Okay.
out. It could be the chemistry. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So some people just have that type of chemistry, and I think sometimes, you just have to accept that. But some women are not. And I'm just saying this from a man's perspective. I'm sure that women can say the same thing about men, but some women just don't. They don't try to move to situate themselves to develop that type of chemistry with a man.
I would love
Mm.
that type of chemistry.
Hmm.
I would
So, but
love for him to express everything he feels,
hmm
everything that's going on with him. I would have to caution myself because I'm a fixer. So if you give
Hmm.
me a problem,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back with a solution. I'm gonna have to remember, listen, and allow him to figure it out. Because if you tell me something is wrong, well, I need to be able to do this and do that, and I give you a game plan. You're not looking for a game plan. Most men are
yeah,
not looking for a game plan from a woman. They're just looking for a listening ear. Just listen to me. That's it. Allow me to get it off and to talk about it, and allow me to figure it out on my own.
and what we're looking for is support. We're looking for a
Mhm.
cheerleader. We're looking for somebody to inspire and encourage us to move forward with that. Somebody to believe in us. That's a man's end game. Do we have somebody that believes in us? That's the
Mm.
thing. Push us forward, and we can move mountains if we have the right person to believe us. And that's you ain't got to tell us the game. Just tell us you believe in us. I know you can do this. Encourage us.
Mm.
If nobody else wants, that's the end game right there. But you're right. Too many women want to take the handle and tell the man what to do. That is not what he's looking for.
And that is because of how us women these days have been raised in these single parent homes. We haven't seen what it's like for a mother and a father to work together. We're
Hmm.
growing up in a home where the woman is in charge. So we're take charge women. Ooh,
Hmm.
I can't wait till we start talking about women next week. Ooh,
Well, and since we're talking about what it means to be a man, and
yeah.
this is the thing, and I love what Keisha just put in there, because if a man have an ego that needs to be stroked, as his woman, you better stroke it. You better stroke it, or your conversation will always be, "Oh, he cheated on me. Oh, he's been emotionally available to somebody else." You better stroke his ego. if
How
that's
do-
what he got.
what does that mean to stroke a man's ego?
Well, Keisha
Keisha,
said it. What you mean,
what's our
Keisha?
telephone number? Because that's my sister, baby. That is my sister right there.
832
Keisha, yes.
318 6966.
Keisha,
Call in,
please
Keisha. I would love to
call
hear from
in,
Keisha because
honey.
Keisha's
And
going
we
on.
have to do lunch soon. Huh? So serious. We got to do lunch soon. Yeah.
Mhm.
Men have
But
egos that need to be.
well, we all have. We are, first of all, men are no less and no more endowed with ego than women are. Everybody has an ego. It's something that we all have. It's not something you get away from. It's an aspect of our being. That's number one. So let's stop the crap and stop thinking that that's just a man thing.
Mm.
We all. But
Mm.
so what is ego then? It's our that's the part of us that expresses uniquely. It's our personality. All of it has that. So we're always trying to find our place among all people, our place in the world, and but that itself is all about us trying to express. So that's what ego is. We all have that.
Good
Go ahead.
evening, Miss Keisha. How are you?
Hey, Keisha.
Oh, my sister.
How you doing, sister? Girl.
We talked about stroking the ego. A man has to know. You have to compliment your man. He has to know when he has hit your sweet spot. I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about emotional stimulation. So a man needs to hear that, and he is drawn to that.
That's right.
Mm,
That's right. That's why I say
okay.
do it. You got to do it. Don't think that's a bad thing.
So men have egos that need to be stroked. So we need to be telling our man, this is what you are doing right.
That's
Absolutely.
encourage, support, encourage him, inspire him. Yes.
Speak to the king in him. Don't always be negative. Speak to the king. If you want him to be a king, act like he's a king. Talk to him like he is a king.
Better believe it.
Oh,
See, she gets it. See, she gets it.
okay, there
She
you go.
gets it. Yeah.
Not everybody deserves that type of treatment because they ain't there yet.
And what do you mean by that? Give me an example.
What you mean? What I mean by that? Not everybody deserves that treatment because they're not there yet. They don't know how to accept that. Some men don't know how to accept that.
How to accept what?
Speaking life into them.
I think every man can accept that. Now you might be dealing with a man who's been beat down more than he's been encouraged. And so sometimes you got to build them back up. So when you're dealing with broken men, you got to build them back up. And that's how you build them up nonetheless.
Out here.
And you just got to be patient, beloved. You got to be patient. So absolutely, every man deserves that. Every last one of us deserve that.
You are absolutely correct.
Well, I'm just saying, I done thought about these things.
You're correct. Because y'all often, for the last, oh my God, I can't even, 10, 20, 30 years, y'all have had a bad rep. Y'all really
Absolutely.
Y'all have had a bad rep. So yeah, it is really time for us as women to uplift, support, love, encourage, compliment our men, and push them. I ain't gonna say push them forward, but help them move forward. So yeah, you're right, and we need that in return.
Where the world starts breaking down the moment that women stop supporting men in that way. We listen. If we are truly the physical builders of this world, then the part that women play is telling us how to do it, giving us direction. She's our connection to the divine. She gives us direction. Men, of course, we want to come here and do what we want to do, but it's the woman that grounds us. And if she has moved off her post of grounding, no wonder the world is in such a mess. So when she gets back on her post of grounding, men, then we all are working in harmony. This is what needs to happen. So get back on your post and stop trying to say, oh, I'm equal to men. Men are not even equal to women. Stop thinking we're the same. We ain't the same. Period. We each we all have roles to play, as far as being in the harmony of our situation, think about what's best for you in your situation. What role do you need to play in your situation? Think about that. Many women are trying to be like all other women. You can't do that. What a woman is doing in her home that's not required for another woman in her home. So think about it. Pay attention to your situation and be what you need to be for your situation. So that's what the problem is.
That women are off their post.
Women are off their post. So that means men are going to be off their post.
Mm-mm.
Men going to be off their post.
Men are off their post. No, we're not going to. The one thing that we're not going to do is that we're not going to do the blame game. We're not going to blame one side over the other. That it's because of the woman. She's not on her post. Is the reason why the world is where it's at today. No, this is both sides.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, this is both sides. Okay,
that's exactly what I'm saying. But remember, when I'm speaking in terms of relationship. Mm-hmm. Everything has a relationship. There's cause and effect. Anytime you move one component in this universe out of place, it knocks everything else off because of the relationship.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
So then it doesn't mean that we men don't need to start doing something too to help the woman get back on her post. We still have a responsibility there too.
Absolutely.
You see? And it's not going to happen without real conversation. Without real conversation where we sit down and talk about what is it that we need from one another. It ain't going to happen until that happens. Right. So we can get out of these novels and out of these movies and stop listening to these stupid songs that are trying to direct us and tell us how we should be treating one another. Ain't none of them got it right. If you want to hear get it right, you go back to the 70s. That music will tell you how to do it.
Well, then how did we get to where we are?
Oh, because I can tell you because what's her name? What's my girl Shirley Murdoch?
And keep up the good work.
I had it all. Mm-hmm. You were with me. You remember that song? And that was enough.
I used to love that song when I was little. I don't know why, but I did.
It's a jam. I ain't gonna lie.
What is it? Which one is it?
I Can't Go On Without You by Shirley Murdoch. But you see, look at the era of that song and how the songs changed at that time. You don't get it, but psychologically we were eased into this dissension in our relationships through song, through music. Music is the most powerful medium of message transfer. It is the most powerful medium that actually psychologically programs a society. And so easily we have been moved into this situation that we're in today, and we don't know what hit us.
And how
we don't know what hit us.
How would you describe the situation that we're in today?
Oof.
Oh, it's a freaking mess. I mean, it's already. I don't even know if I can really say it without putting us in jeopardy. But all I can say, look.
We're not doing that. I have been on YouTube, and baby, when I say they are raw on there when it comes to their podcast, we're not. Don't hold back. Be raw.
All I'm saying is, if you want to know how bad it is, look at the transgender movement. That's how bad it's gotten.
How bad what has gotten?
Our relationship with each other and how we relate, not just to ourselves, but to our kids. The family structure has broken down. All the way down. Here we are. We're trying to figure out what is wrong between black men and black women. Back in the 60s, that wasn't a question. That wasn't a question. 60s, 70s, going into the 80s and things started to fall apart. That wasn't a question. And then now here we are after the 90s into the 2000s, and our children don't know who they are. They refuse to be who they were born as. So that's how bad it's gotten. And it is a psychological disease. It's just like how we pass heart disease down. We have passed down false identification in the same way. So that's how bad it's gotten, beloved. And we gotta, and until we do, and we can sit here and address and put out these little fires all we want to, but until we truly extinguish it at its root, we're going to continue to have these issues. In fact, they're going to get worse.
I think the root's too deep.
Ooh.
They
I
not.
don't think we're going to be able to get to the root, because I think the root is more, it's deeper than meets the eye. Or
No, we can. It's just going to take a powerful movement.
Because then what happens is you have, like you're saying, you have the way. This one over here says that they have the way, and this one's pointing the finger to this one. This is the reason, and it's the men. The woman's not on her post, and so the man is all crazy and all over the world. And
Right.
so it's all that, so.
Mm-hmm.
My stance is like to each his own.
Well, see, and that's a problem, to each his own, because that's we might as well just be independent of one another, and we're not. We're not
But
independent.
we're not together as, are you referring to like a relationship? So make sure we're on the same page.
Well, what I'm
Yeah,
saying is,
so-
not like, no matter what, even though tonight's the first time I met you, but there's always been a relationship between me and you, even though I'm way over here in Long Beach, California, and you over there in Georgia. Do you understand that we don't do anything separate of one another?
No,
Like they
I
say,
don't
that
understand.
butterfly effect.
I
Well,
don't understand.
Yeah, well, and this is the part that I'm talking about. This is what people don't understand. We are always one. We all go back to the same source. All of us are the same source. We upload to the same one consciousness, period. So everything I do, in fact, the way I represent you, me as a black man and you as a black woman, what I do here in Long Beach, California, can actually have a big effect on how we as black people as a whole are treated. If I keep on living out the status quo, black men are angry, aggressive, and so forth, then we gonna keep being treated. They gonna find validation in the way they treat us here in this country. But then, if enough of us turn that around to where they don't have that to stand on, it can start to affect the way we can start reverse the way we're treated. So there's always a relationship, because how I act is going to affect you. It's going to eventually get to you. So this is why I'm saying there's always a relationship. And I want you to know, though, beloved, I represent you well, because anytime I'm out, everybody know you ain't just, this ain't just any brother you dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So I meet people with a higher vibration. So I represent you well. And that's the best I can do. And that's because I love you, even though I didn't know your name. See, that's the way. This is what we got to get to. We've got to get into the act of loving. Love is a big deal. So it's love that gets us back to the roots. So we can do it, but we all got to agree to love, period.
I would agree with that.
We've got to agree to it. I got to, and trust me, I got everybody, all of you on my mind every time I walk out. Anytime I deal with white folks and everything, I got you on my mind. I'm representing a nation. This ain't just an individual, independent person I'm representing. I'm representing a nation. Because I love you, period.
Oof. I got chills. I felt all of that.
Well, I told you this would turn into a different conversation, but I'm
Yeah, you did. You warned me early on. It's gonna turn into a different conversation now. Okay, now I'm warning you now.
Yeah.
No, it turned into the conversation that needed to be had. Everything happens for a reason. That needed to be said. I felt your passion. I believed every word you said. When you walk out,
Wow.
you representing all of us. I
That's
appreciate
right.
that. I love it, and I
And-
respect it.
So,
And much like our beloved guest, Creation Divine, is that what we're calling you?
Yes.
Creation Divine? Just like her, I mean, how you've taken on that, you have a passion of helping, and directing our children, and I also have my passion that I'm even letting you know about even right now. I'm actually directing adults. I'm helping to mold the mind of the adults so we can start to represent each other. I'm trying to create a whole community. In fact, eventually a nation of people
Right.
that represent each other well, consciously. You see? So that's why I say I commend the work that you do. You hit them low, I hit them high, or vice versa. Okay. Either way
We're,
it goes, we working together.
we are all doing something to give back
Yes.
to our community. John, I love to see the way he is working with his grandmother. Beautiful, helping people around him get in shape. You're doing the same thing as a spiritual advisor. We have Creation Divine that is helping our youth, and me over here, a nurse taking care of our old people.
Absolutely.
Each and every last one of us is giving back
See,
to our community right now.
we're definitely among the best our people have to offer.
I admire the energy of this panel. Oh, honey, you're gonna have to come on one day and be our special
Yes,
guest, Miss
Keisha.
Keisha.
And
Keisha,
thank
come
you,
on and be
Keisha.
our special guest.
Yes.
And so
Thank you
yeah,
so much.
that is beautiful. When you sit back and look at the bigger picture, we're all giving back.
Hmm.
We are all giving back right here, right now. Mm, mm, mm. God level is my favorite nurse. Thank you. I am. Ah, man.
I say.
And you have to have someone in the medical field in your family when you go into the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And tell you how many phone calls I've received from my daughter, mom, and I will talk to her nurse. Yeah, when my
Mm-hmm.
brother went into the hospital, he called me the next day. He was like, I don't know what you said to these people, but they've been in here every 2 hours
That's right. That's right.
because I know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm talking about. I'm well seasoned. And if I don't know, best believe I can pick up the phone and call somebody who do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, gotta represent us well. So yeah, and take care of our people, give back. Yeah. So we're
And
all
that's the way back. I'm serious. It's really no other way. And like I say, that conversation, not just between men and women in our
hmm
community, but just between the individuals in our community. We have to decide how is it that what culture do we want to have? Because instead of continue trying to nurture the culture that we were stuck with, being here in America. We were stuck with a
mm,
culture, and it's been a culture of survival instead of one of prosperity and thriving. So we have to change the culture. We have to decide what it is that we want to be, how we're going to be, because we're still in somebody else's mind and we're out of ours.
mm.
So we've got to change that. We've
And
got to
and that's
change that.
that starts with us at home with our children.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That really
Absolutely,
does
it does.
start at
That's why I
home.
say
Uh,
nurturing that seed.
yeah, with our
We're
children.
looking at a whole group of people who have not been properly nurtured.
Yeah, and we're still winging it. We're still figuring it out. My children did not grow up the way that I did, so I can say there was a shift there. Um, they didn't grow up in the same environment in which I grew up in, and I made sure of that. That was not something that they were not gonna experience anything that I've experienced coming up. That was one of the things that I told myself as a mother, that I didn't want my children around certain things, and it can be, and it is seen, and I can see it. Um, so yeah, it starts at home.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It really does. My son has a crazy work ethic like his mother. My daughter, she said if she had my work ethic, it'd be over for the women that she worked with. No, don't work yourself too hard, but I
Mm-hmm.
work hard. That's one of the I cannot wait till we start talking about women next week. That is one of the care qualities that I picked up from my mother and my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
They were working women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know no other way to be. I picked that up from them. I work. I did 5 straight 10, 12-hour shifts last week, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I like to be in a position to where if someone calls on me, I have it to give. Like the money that I just donated, I'm not going to miss that. I'm not going to miss it at all. I like to be able to do if my daughter text me out the blue, Mom, can you send me something? I like to be able to do that. If
Let
my
me ask
car
you a
breaks
question,
down, go
beloved.
ahead.
What would you rather be doing?
Oh, do you really want to know?
Please tell me. What would you rather be doing?
On the
And
beach
I
in
mean, just be.
Hawaii,
You want to be in Hawaii?
on the
Okay, go on.
beach in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
sipping on an alcoholic beverage,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
feeling the wind in my hair, the sand between my toes,
Mm-hmm.
admiring the beauty of Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by my family, which is my children,
Mm-hmm.
my extended family, being at ease and at peace and just
Wow.
happy. Damn.
Now, you know what? Let me tell you this.
Oh my, that almost brought me to tears.
That was
You know what?
Mm.
Can I say that that's what you deserve and that's what you should be doing? You know,
Yes.
and do you know why you're not? Do you know why instead that you are working long hours and
Right.
and 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 you have this awesome work ethic that you should not have to have because there should be a man doing that. Our family structure, the way we are taught, rites of passage, have
Yes.
taught us long in history in Africa that the men, we go out, we build the huts and catch the food and bring it back, and then the women, we come back and she's got her latte in her hand or whatever she drinks on, and she all she says, kick your feet up. Let me just massage your feet. Let me make sure you're okay. She spruce him up to make sure he can go back out there and deal with the world the next day. But
Yeah.
but the most of the time, she's at home relaxing, nurturing. You see, and this is what I'm saying because you are, and I don't mean no disrespect. You know I love you, but you're off your post. You're off your post.
I've been off my post since my divorce. What you talking about? I've been off. When you don't have that at home, you have no other choice but to continue to move forward. I can't stop. My children
Understood.
still needs a roof over their head. I
Hmm.
still need my lights on. I still need a
Hmm.
vehicle to get back and forth to work. They still need food. They still need clothes. Even though that other person is not here, things still need to get done. I can't
Yeah.
stop, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and I've come accustomed, to doing it on my own. Do I want
Hmm.
to continue to do it on my own? No, but right now I have no other choice.
Hmm. Hmm. You
God
see,
level is
and
in survival mode, man.
absolutely,
I would
absolutely.
love to be what I just described to you. If I could leave this podcast right now and go straight to it, I would. I'll see y'all next week. But
And I know that, and that's the way it should be. There
yeah,
there is nothing wrong with that. This
yeah.
society will make you think it's something wrong with wanting to be. But let me tell you something. A high percentage of white women are doing exactly that. I know
Mm,
them. Some of them are my clients. So because I know it's their husbands that's out this building the world up while they are on vacation. They can afford to have a personal trainer come over and show them the ropes and things like that. And oftentimes they're down in Cabo or or Puerto Vallarta or somewhere like that. Having their drinks, sitting on the beach and things like that. Never stepping foot in a 9 to 5. You know,
mm.
but see, they're living that dream. Our black women deserve it too.
Yes, we
You
do.
know, our black women deserve it too. But
Yes, we
and,
do.
and this is what we've got to get back. This is what love gets us. It's what love gets us. Because men, we have to do something with our hands. We are built for building things. We are built for creating. We are built for manifesting. That's what we are built for. If we don't get to do that, we wither away. So trust me, you can never overwork a black man. You can
Mm.
never overwork us. You see? So then what's the problem? What's the problem? Well, the problem is that we can't build for naught. We cannot build without purpose. And you are our purpose. The women and the children are our purpose. So the family structure is important for us to come back together. We got all the components we need. We got to stop arguing about it. And we got to reclaim our true identity of who we are.
Yes.
That's what we have to do.
Yes. Yes. I and realize that women, yeah, we can do it all, but it comes at a cost.
And what's the cost?
Where
I
am
mean,
I
it's
at?
true.
It costs. A
It's true.
cost. It comes at a cost.
Sure,
You
sure.
know.
But you know, I just had to unpack a very, very wise proverb that says, if you want the benefit of the flower, you have to water the thorns too. So sure, it comes at a cost. It sure does, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, what's the cost, John, of going to the gym? You know, of trying to look good. You got to go to the gym. You
Ooh.
got to go through catabolic and anabolic processes.
Time, pressure,
Come
energy.
on.
Pain,
But it's worth it. That's the way this universe
numbness,
works.
soreness,
That's
can
the way it
barely walk.
works.
I remember leg day. Leg day used to be to see a flight of stairs is like, why?
But look how you look
Ah,
when you get them jeans,
mm.
or the way that skirt waterfalls right off them hips. Oh my
You know
God!
what? Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You
I want to
see?
address this question, pivoting off of this
Go
because it's
ahead.
a
Go
nice
ahead.
segue. It's a nice segue,
Go
right?
ahead.
Hmm.
So I say this not for this to be a very shallow idea here, being less of a man, right? We're really talking about emasculation. We're talking about our spiritual, cognitive development, our spiritual development, just our development in general, right? But a lot of
Hmm.
men can experience it, and this kind of ties into manhood being threatened. The question that was posed last week. Now, I didn't post this one into the discussion. I have some of these questions that I have that I wanted to post, but I was like, all right, I'll get to it eventually, hopefully. But this was one of them, right? And when I think of this, the first thing that comes to my mind is emasculation, right? And that can present itself in a variety of ways. But before
Hmm.
I jump into it, I would like to hear you guys' thoughts on that. What does it mean to be less of a man?
What does it mean to be what?
Less of a man.
Less of a man.
Because you hear it a lot. Like, he's less of a man for doing this. He's less of a man
Yes,
for doing that.
woman.
You know, I would say what that means and what brings that feeling about is when you don't have purpose.
I
You
was
know,
just, I'm writing it right now.
there you go.
Men have lost their purpose.
Yeah.
They used to be in the household. Men used to be taking care of us in the household.
Full
Back in the
circle, baby.
1960s, when, yeah,
Full circle.
industry
Because
took
women are off
care
their
of,
posts,
yeah.
children are off
When
their
the
posts, so
man was
men are off their posts.
taking out the house, they lost their purpose.
Hmm.
God damn.
Okay, come on now, come on,
That's why we all lost. We winging it.
come on. We are
Men
out
have
of our
been taken out the
minds.
house. Women have been put in charge. We have what 63% of Black women are head of the household. That's not how
Hmm.
it's supposed to be.
Nope. Mm-mm.
We're
Um,
and then we wonder why our children are not being raised up balanced. They're so balanced.
no
You can't
balance,
have
and
one
that's the key
without the
word.
other. You
That's the key
cannot
word.
have one without the other. You need both parents in the household to raise those children. You need that equal balance of two healthy adults.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make
Mm-hmm.
sure I say that. Two
Yes.
healthy adults. Men have lost
Mm-hmm.
their purpose. That's why they're just moseying on through life.
Creation divine comments.
I've heard that term. I think I may have even said that, to my brother, like, you're less than a man. And it stemmed from my expectation of him
That's a good
as a
one.
man, what a
Mm-hmm.
man, what I feel a man should do, or desire for a man in my brother. Just kind of had this conversation the other week, so, you less than a man, and it's to throw off and, out of anger and said, maybe disappointment because he wasn't living up to my expectations of a man. But
Mm.
not valid,
Mm.
not valid.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay, cool. So tying into that, I'm still hearing emasculation, right? But also, I'm seeing, all right, just kind of a lot, returning back to what God level was saying about, men needing to be in the household, and the statistics about 63% of what was it, households being
Households are
ran by,
ran by women. Black women are running them.
right, right. But there is a caveat here, right? I mean, there's a lot to consider with
Oh
that, though,
yes.
right? So we still have to allude to the quality of the man, because I mean, someone could oversimplify the solution and say, oh, we'll just bring them back in, just problem solved, just bring them back in. But there's still the
It's not that
question of,
simple.
right, right. So it brings up the question of, well, what disqualified him from monogamy in the first place? What disqualified her from being married in the first place, right? So here it is, you're united, household breaks up, whoever takes, their portion of accountability in that relationship, so be it. But man is not in the household, right? And then that's not replaced, or there's no reparation there. So we're still talking about generations of underdeveloped men, right? Because there still seems to be a developmental issue here. And so when we're talking
sure.
about less of a man, it seems that we're identifying a deficiency in him that requires correction. So there's so many different ways that a man is emasculated or is perceived as being emasculated. One of them ties in with self-esteem. Now, all of these are going to tie into each other. It's kind of like a ripple effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So self-esteem, low self-esteem. So we're talking about either he's arrogant, right? Too arrogant, routinely arrogant, or he's what some people would call a simp. Dare I say that word? Because, oh my gosh, it's a trigger word. But
Oh,
and
And I
because
hate that.
some people, I mean, I know what people are saying about that, but what it really comes down to is it's a man. A simp doesn't exist in the absence of a woman. Okay, so he's basically a man that is easily misled or easily pushed over by women because he's not assertive. Okay, so hence the low self-esteem. That's where it stems from. And these women tend to find, like, they tend to financially and emotionally, I don't want to say exploit him, but he offers and they take, right? But there's no exchange there. And that's the intention. And of course, some women aren't being honest with him, right? But we're talking about a guy with low self-esteem. We're talking about a lack of self-confidence, right? He's always comparing himself to other men. He exercises poor hygiene. He doesn't really take care of himself. Yeah, poor self-care. Lives a sedentary, uneventful life. He's what Black people would call a lame, right? And then this same individual is going to follow a herd mentality. He follows the trends. He's always looking outward for information, insight on how he should behave, because he's
Identity.
Yeah.
yeah, but he's mimicking, right? And
Sure.
so even with that, he's not confident in his own ideas. He's not even confident in his own ideal of himself,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, this ties into manipulation. These type of men that are less of a man, they're controlling, they're manipulative, they're jealous, right? They're just ripe with a whole bunch of negative emotions because, again, they have low emotional intelligence, right? But the manipulation stems from self-esteem issues, right? And so with them being manipulative at times, they're trying to gain a sense of power that was lost. Now, we're still talking about men. We're still looking at this through the lens of a cultural identity. Being a man is about power. So if you lost that power, you're looking at your wife, your spouse, your girl as a target for your superiority. So you need to feel superior in your mind, right? Because you lack the confidence. And so
Mm-hmm.
you have to treat your woman as inferior. So you're going to undermine her ideas. You're going to exploit women. even if you're not married, you're going to be the type to, and I've seen this too, you're going to get women to pay your bills. And there, of course, you know, the cultural perception or the social perception of that is he's less of a man because he's manipulating her out of her money, and there's no genuine exchange.
Now, then this is of course this doesn't apply to every man in that situation, because not this we don't follow that herd
Yeah.
mentality. We all don't fall into that, you know. So that's because some of us, when we feel like there is a emasculation, in other words, we're deprived of purpose and identity as a man. When we're deprived of, that's emasculating, right? So what, but when we get around people who also see us as less than, and they keep treating us as less than, then we start to try to put on this facade and try to be somebody who we're not in order to really do that. We could either choose that route, or we remove ourselves from such people and go and find people that actually complement the way that we express. Because what we have to understand is that men, just like women, come in different temperaments. They're gonna be dominant in the expression of one of the four elements. Either they're gonna be earthy, watery, airy, or fiery, just like women. Okay, so it's just that if you an earthy type of man, then you need to make sure that you get around people that can keep you, that's gonna work with that temperament. You know, so you got to understand your personality. That's what it all comes back to, is
Know
personality.
thyself. Yeah.
That's what it comes right back to, that.
Self-aware.
Yeah.
Because some of us, like I've never been somebody that's been naturally aggressive. I've been coerced into being aggressive because when I didn't know who I was, and then I was being treated less than, my response was aggression, anger, rage, and I started kicking people's butt. But at the end of the day, I wasn't getting what I wanted because I wanted to build beautiful relationships. That's not what I was getting out of that. So then when I figured out, okay, that's not working for me. So I got to change now. I got to get back to my roots and be okay with that. I got to be okay with who I am. You know, my intuition, the God within me, has been telling me who that is my whole life. And at some point I chose not to listen to it. I'd listen to society and what society says I should be. And that became a problem for me. That became a problem. So you know, so we have to, so yeah, you're right. But what you described, you went through a lot of descriptions there, brother, and did very good.
And there's more.
There's so much more.
Because when we say less of a man, we're still talking, a lot of the times we're also talking about our animal nature, right? A man that subjects himself or allows his instinctive drives to take control. So it overrides, or he allows these instinctive drives to override his rational mind. And men tend to be rational, right? That's the stereotype. We tend to be rational, but we know how to manage these drives, right? So impulse control, you know, so this type of man lacks the impulse control. And so he allows his emotions to rule over him. He allows his instincts to govern him. And even when it comes to like his level of abuse towards women, right? And he runs from problems. He doesn't like to be challenged, right? So we're talking about an underdeveloped. When we say less of a man, we're talking about someone who is yet matured, right? In a particular domain. Now, it's not to say that he can't redeem himself, but we're just looking at this is a snapshot of who you are and potentially of things to come. We're looking at this man, and it's like, okay, you hit this woman, whatever the circumstance is, and the societal expectations are imposed upon him that he is less of a man for this one particular act that he did. Could have been a poor decision made, right? Men make mistakes, men cheat, right? But there's still redemption. So even in that redemptive quality, and I'm glad God level kind of checked me on that, right? But that's the whole point is, do we also give these less of a man type the opportunity to grow? Do we support them in that growth, right? Now, this is tricky because the opportunity to grow, right, versus the desire to grow, the aspiration to grow. So they have those conditions got to be set. So some women are, okay, boom, he cheats, right? He messes up, he lies, he does whatever. I'm going to give him an opportunity to reconcile that. I'm going to give him an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to correct that, right? But does he want to do that? Does he want to correct himself? Because
Right.
a healthy man
Ooh.
a healthy man has an ideal in his head, and but
Mm-hmm.
only he can set that standard, right? So everyone else in his circle should be coaching him towards that. That used to be that's the African way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
are we giving these less than ideal types the opportunities to grow, for them to really sit down with them? And this is hard. This is a very difficult process, to make someone that you care about aware of their inequities, of their deficiencies, and say, yo, what you trying to do about this? Because you can't keep doing this and think that you're going to get the same result, or that you're going to win in life off of this. You can't possibly think that way. So what are we going to do about this problem that you have? Hence what Diamond was saying, woman is coming in to support him in what he's trying to accomplish, because she believes in his ability to succeed. She believes in his ability to fulfill his functions that he said that he was going to fulfill, right? Assuming that he put that out there in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And all we need is one. We just need
Ooh.
one to say, I believe in you. All we need is one.
Yeah.
It's kind of
And
hard for a woman to tell a man that just cheated on her she believes in him, but okay.
well, if she had done that in the beginning in the right way, I'm pretty sure the cheating would never have occurred. I'm pretty confident in that.
Don't be.
Now, I do believe in personal
Yeah, don't be.
responsibility here, right? Because again,
Please don't be.
I've
Because
tackled this
you
subject.
can love on, you can do all the right things and
I
still
said the
be
right
shitted
way.
on.
Yeah, he did
I'm
say
saying
that.
the right way. I said the right way. There is a right way to do that.
Mm.
And I ain't just talking. I'm not talking. Listen, women again have a responsibility to the men to encourage and correct them, but hold them accountable in this way. Because first of all, I think a lot of women forgot that they are the treasure. Y'all are the prize. You got to start acting like you the prize. You got to start like, listen, if you want to earn this, if you want to earn me and earn my support, earn my empowerment and inspiration and what I can pour into you, then this is what I need from you. This is what I need from you. And anytime I have a friend that stays in Houston. Beautiful relationship. Him and his woman have been married for 9 years at this time, right? This is back in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
They've been married for 9 years. This woman is fine. He's a good looking, handsome guy. After 9 years, she still makes him wine and dine her to even have sexual relations. He earns it, and they live in the same house. And she said, I don't even walk around like naked in front of him. He's got to earn that, you know. But this is the level that they took it to. And she said, every day I get up, I get dressed, I put on my makeup, I look good, just like anybody out on the street who would look good. Anybody who might turn his head, I'll make sure I first turn his head. You see, so she stays looking good for him and everything, but she still does he don't just make sure he go to work, get the money so he can take her out to eat to these fine restaurants and put these nice clothes on her and everything, you know, but she also makes sure that she takes care of him because they both was working people. So she makes sure that she buys him tickets and say, listen, meet me in Cabo. I'm already there. She sends him a ticket. To say, meet me there Friday. I'm gonna be up there Thursday, and by the time you get there, I'll have everything set up. She does that for him. Dang. You see what I'm saying? 9 years. And see, some people hear that and they say, well, I don't know if I want to play that game. It's not a game. Number one, it's not a game. It's not a game. This is you creating the life that you want, and this is how you do it. This is how you do it. Okay, so you've got to influence that. You've got to get on the plane of causation, depending on the effect that you want. All right, so most of us are too lazy to do that. We know what effect we want, and we think getting down and just praying is going to bring that effect. Even God tells you, Faith without works is what?
It's dead. It's dead. Faith
But
without
I'm
works
just
is
saying, you
dead.
don't you forget it. Don't you forget it.
I need a chapter out of her book. I know that's right. That's
Oh,
beautiful
this
though.
listen,
That
I'm
is
just saying,
absolutely beautiful though.
because men love to be seduced.
Man, I
Men
look,
love to be seduced.
ugh.
Seduce
I look
us.
forward to my next relation. It's gonna be so much fun. You just never know what you're gonna get. I swear. I told
Look,
y'all
I'm just saying.
they're gonna come home to water guns. You know, may the odds forever be in your favor. Yeah, and I will be
with
leaving
with
little
you in
notes
your
like that.
SpongeBob pajamas. All right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you.
Yes. Yeah, but seduction is the key. You have to know how to seduce a man. If you're seducing him, you're casting your spell on him. And if you done that right, you ain't ever, I promise you never have to worry about him cheating. You never have to worry about emotionally, physically, anything. You ain't ever got to worry. So
Well, then
check
you
your
need to give
game.
the sisters the blueprint on that. I don't know how to do that right here, right now. You telling us if we know how to seduce our man and to where he ain't going nowhere emotionally, physically, you need to give them the game plan right here, right now.
Listen, I can
No.
look. You got the blueprint. You just
What's
got
the
to.
blueprint?
The blueprint is you got to know you the prize. You got to know that.
That's
You got to
it.
know That's all you got to do. Explore that. See yourself. Look
No,
in the mirror and see yourself
okay.
as the prize. No, and you start telling yourself how beautiful you are and how much of a
I do
catch
that
you
now.
are and what you bring to the table and so forth. You know,
I am the table.
Okay, well, no, well, I'm just saying, this is what but you got to understand, but you also got to tell yourself what it is that you're willing to do. Don't talk about what you expect from a man, because if that
Ooh,
conversation dominates your thinking more than what you can bring to the table, this is why you got your problems.
No. You let me give you an idea of who I am.
Oh, okay.
When dealing with a man. When I walked into this man's home, I look for what he don't have. It'd be the littlest things for you all. I noticed he didn't have he had a whole bunch of watches just laid out. So one day I said, you know what? A couple weeks later, I got online. I bought him a watch box with his name on it, so he can put what he values up in safekeeping. It's the little things. For his birthday, and I know that he's a Stanford man. Stanford teas, of course. You know, he eats peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch every day. I put a little lunch card from Pandora's. I said, lunch with me. It's the little things. I didn't ask for anything in return. I'm showing you this is how I feel about you. That's what I do.
Okay.
But some men take that as, oh, I got her. No, you don't have me. I'm showing you. Some men are not ready for that. Or they may not be ready for that from you. You can do all you can for a man. But if it's not coming from someone that he wants, it's wasted time and wasted energy and wasted money.
Did you ever have a conversation with him about his watches being laid out?
No.
That's your problem.
But that was the problem. But when
That's
he
the problem.
received it, hold on. When he received it, he was ecstatic.
I'm sure you buy me some Fruit of the Loom, I'm gonna be ecstatic. I just think it's a nice gesture, but you ain't gonna keep me because you bought me a gift.
No, I wasn't trying to keep him. I was showing him.
But for what though? I mean,
That's
if
how I
the goal
felt.
is if
What's
the
wrong
goal
with
was
that?
not to, well, what I'm saying, and this is what I'm talking about. You don't fly by the seat of your pants. Have a goal, beloved. If you're gonna do that, let the goal be to secure the relationship.
Okay.
What's the use of doing it just for the sake of doing it? You know, that's not that, and this is what it's aimless. It's
Now you
aimless.
getting ready to cut me up because of my nice gesture.
No.
Now you getting ready to cut me up because of my nice gesture.
I'm not gonna cut you up. What I'm
you
just
are, because you got real upset and real aggressive just now. I need you to pull it back tenfold. Pull it down. Pull it down,
Yes,
please.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm
You
sorry.
need to have a goal. You just can't be flying by the seat of your pants. You gotta have a goal. Wait a minute. I was showing this man. I was just okay. I won't do it again. I won't do
No,
it again. I
I'm gonna
promise.
say I
It
know
won't
you
happen again.
meant well, and so many women do mean well by doing
Ooh,
that. By doing that. But what I'm saying is if you're not taking the time to understand the nature of a man,
right.
then this is what you're gonna do and you think that's good enough. But remember what I
I
said
know.
before. But
That's just
remember what I said before about inspiration. A man wants to be inspired. So if you had a conversation about his watches with him before going and buy that, then because you didn't invest in him, you if you would have said, "Oh, these are some nice watches. I see you got some good taste." Ooh, but you know what? These are so nice, and you being the type of man that you are, we gonna put these up in something. You know, we gonna and then I got you. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Then go out and get it and come back with and say, let's put these in here. See, now he feels like you're truly invested in him because of that conversation. Other than you just going and say, here, you need this. See, that's a whole different gesture. That's like
I
you're trying to
forget
do
what the
something that you
car.
feel like he
Oh
didn't
wait,
do.
no, that's not
Hmm?
because I sent a card with it,
Yeah, but
and
see,
and
but
I
you're missing a
forget what
point.
I did. I now I heard your fucking point.
You're missing a
It
point. That's
wasn't good
not
enough. That's the point.
have the
You
what
should
I'm
have
saying
talked
is
about it first. That
All
was
right, wait, wait,
that was.
wait, wait, wait. We're coming up on 126. We're
Oh
on
damn!
126
okay.
right
Oh, wait a
now.
So,
minute. Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
So
whoa.
let's
Hold on.
address this last one. I mean, because there's more. There's so much more, but
I
let's address
know.
this last one, and let's ask also, Creation Divine. Are you gonna do a piece for us, or is it?
Yes, he said you had a powerful voice.
see, like I wasn't prepared for this.
You don't have to be prepared. Take your time.
I'll do a spoken word piece.
Okay, because I want to hear what John heard.
Oh Lord.
Anytime John uses the word powerful, hey, when he compliments
What?
anybody, I know it's real.
It's real
Really?
because
That's
he's
true.
real. Because he's
Yeah,
real
when
about
he
his, you know?
man.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
thank you. Okay, let's go move on. So I want to be dazzled too. So get that.
yeah. Um,
Yes,
okay.
spoken word,
Oh,
Keisha.
Okay. So are we gonna
okay.
address this question
Oh,
now,
go ahead.
John?
We're gonna
Yes, yes. This
okay.
question
What are
right
some
here.
things experienced that women rarely or will never have to worry about? I seen somebody. I'm not gonna say no name, but I seen somebody put erectile dysfunction.
Yes, that was me.
Experiencing that.
That was me.
I'm
That is
trying.
something
I'm
y'all won't have
trying
to.
to. Yeah, there
Well, a
we
man
go.
can clear that up with his diet alone.
Well, not necessarily. So
Okay,
sometimes it's not just diet,
diet.
but we're talking about and the only reason why I put that out there is because sometimes this is um a natural cycle of a man. So every man might get to that point to where he has some men get to it at different ages. Some men may have to get way older than 65 before they start to experience that. Some experience it in
Mm,
their 40s or 50s. It all depends. So it
mm,
has a lot to do with the hormonal drop. So when testosterone levels start to deplete and things like that, but then we end up going back. If a woman don't understand what's going on with her man and she criticizes him about that instead of understanding, okay, this is just where you are. It's just like with women, at some point y'all get vaginal atrophy and you
Mm,
have this dryness going on, right?
yep.
So then
mm,
if we men didn't understand that, we couldn't be
You know,
sensitive to that, you know.
Mm.
But she
right.
said no. Well, just keep
this
living. Just keep living. All right. But again, these are hormone fluctuations,
right.
right? So this is what I'm saying. And that but in our own way, women experience their vaginal issues and men experience penile issues as well. But this is something that women won't ever have to do, but they won't have to worry about that. But they have to be more sensitive towards when a man is going through such things and not criticize him or emasculate him in the process, because that's a whole nother thing. If he can't do that then you talk about something that takes him from a man back to an infant. If I at least can't do that, man, I'm just like, that's my prowess right there, you know. So if I can't do that, and then she mentions it, well, and I've seen some women really want to tear their hole in their man, so they mention that in front of other people. That, and you talk, and all I can say, that's worse than cheating on him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Turn
that
him
would be
down
worse
like
than cheating
that.
on him.
Oh,
Mhm.
you got a small penis. You know, don't please.
Worse than
don't do
cheating
that.
on him.
Don't do him like that. Don't do him like. Ain't no coming back from that. For real, for real.
Mhm. But if any men out there experiencing that, reach out to me, please. I do have remedies and everything for that. So if you're at that point, just look me up on Facebook, send me a DM. I got remedies for that. All right. So we'll put you on the right track. You know, all men
You know,
over
I never
40.
had a sex in my relationship was never a problem. It was never a problem.
Mhm.
Well, you still young enough. And
My
you ain't
ex-husband used to get nervous.
hold on.
I'll
You
have
making
these
folks
moments.
nervous.
I'm serious. I have these moments where I'm like, I'm in the mood. Let's go. Let's go. And he'll be like, oh yeah, come on.
This is happening.
It's happening.
This is
Let's go. I used to attack him coming through the door from work. Come on. I'm telling you, fresh out the shower. Give it to me.
Yes,
I'm
Keisha.
so serious. Wake up in the middle of the night. Hey, let's go. When I want it, I want it. Now I'm only like that when I'm with somebody. Now if I ain't with you, then it's shut down.
Yeah.
But when I'm
Listen.
with you, oh baby, let's go.
I've had a time where some woman closed me up in a room and she didn't let me out for 8 hours. She never saw me again. Okay. She never saw me again.
Why? You
Listen,
didn't enjoy the 8 hours of
You can't listen. You can't do a man like that. You cannot do it, and I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with his masculinity, macho-ness, him being a man. But you got to give him a break. You cannot keep. You can easily over sexual. You got to give him a break. You can't do that. Okay, I'm just saying, don't do that.
8
Okay.
hours. She ravished you for 8 hours.
Listen,
My sister. Who is that?
she ain't never see me again.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, so I can understand him getting nervous. If you come through the door and you got that red glow around you and your eyes are slanted, yes, I can understand. I can
I would
understand.
just give a look. I don't even tell him. I just attack him. Come on, boo. Just let it happen.
Oh my goodness.
Just let it
It'd
happen.
be easier if you just go with it, huh?
Let it happen. Just don't fight it. Just let it happen.
Wow.
Yeah. He still thinks of. I don't know if his ex. He still thinks of me. He still thinks of me.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He probably making sure you in around the next corner. See if she around.
Hey, Felicia. Hey,
So I'll
Morgan.
read the
How you
other.
doing?
I'll read the other two. Well, I don't even know if I want to read mine, but Homer
That
said,
was
"Well,
a
for
perfect
one,
fit.
women due to society so-called norms don't have to worry about maintaining and keeping gainful employment to be seen as respectful, because as long as she keeps her body count concealed, dresses modestly, okay, she will appear to be respectful."
I'm sorry. Before I address that, thank you to my brother Morbe out in JC for buying my hat. He said it was a perfect fit. I really appreciate the support. Hello to my sister Felicia Jackson. How you doing, Queen? I see you doing wonderful works out there with your new shop. You're gonna have to come on here and pump up your business, honey, and be our special guest for the evening. Mwah.
I say. I say.
So excited. Go ahead. What was the question? I didn't forget.
Oh, okay. So I read my response then.
Go
Feeling as
ahead.
if you are disposable. Now, this was heightened during my military experience. It's right there in plain sight, yet it's quite invisible. When you hear women and children first, as a
Mm,
man, consciously it means nothing due to your value for honor and sacrifice, right? That's normal. You're a man. You're like, okay, I'm supposed to embody these principles, and you hear women and children first, women and children first, and you just agree with it because honor, sacrifice, honor, sacrifice, honor, sacrifice. In fact, often your value as a man is founded on your usefulness, your utility. The value of a man isn't indicated by merely existing, as with women and children. Our value is often indicated by how useful we are to the majority, if not the family. And I had more to say on that one, but I just wanted to pinch it off there. I didn't want to become too preachy, but that's a big one,
Mm-hmm.
especially like when you're developing from teen to a man. That one right there. You hear women and children first, and you're a child, right? You're a boy and you're a child. So women and children first, women and children first, women and children
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
And then one day you're the man. You ain't a child no more. And women and children are still first. You ain't the child though.
Mm-hmm.
So
mm,
what does that do to us? You know, and it's a very deep rooted idea, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know that affects you yet. You don't really
Mm-hmm.
know because it hasn't really taken latched to any of your experiences. But when you're a soldier, that becomes exacerbated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the military pushes that very hard too. So it's the mission at the top. Your family ain't even first yet. The mission is at the top. Then somewhere down the line, it's your family. Then when it comes to your family, it's them first and then you. So you got all these things under you, or that's on top of you as a man. And so your value is indicated by the success that all of that is still intact. Your family's still intact. The mission went on. Your unit is still functioning. Like everything else is before you, right? And a woman doesn't have to really experience that, just
Mm-hmm.
and that's not. This is not. This was not to this question wasn't to diss any particular side. It was to because I'm going to ask the same question for women next week.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to highlight those unique experiences because it is a
Listen,
question of what does it mean to be a man, and one of those
Mm-hmm.
ideas comes to the forefront.
mm.
Um, I have a few more.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say but I do I find a problem with there being women and children first. Um, you know, being that some people will say that it's a man's world.
Oof, I
And
hate that.
so how can you have if that's true, if even if in anybody who believes that's true, then how can you have a problem with women and children being first? Because if this is and the only way in this aspect, men are the builders. We're the institution builders. We're the ones who build the buildings. We're the one who build the structure, the infrastructure, and so forth. And it's because as the dominant carriers of the masculine energy, and that's what masculine energy does, it is the manifesting. It's that brings the effect about, right? The manifesting force. So it is, we are the workers. That's why we're stronger physically than women in the natural. Naturally we're stronger, we're thicker, we have more muscle, and we carry that dominant sex hormone called testosterone that allows us to be so. It's because we're made and built to
Mm-hmm.
protect the women and children. So that's why women
Absolutely.
and children are first. So
Mm.
I agree with that, but that doesn't mean that I would neglect my brother. It doesn't mean I would neglect my brother if my brother also needs me,
Damn.
you know?
You
So,
broke that all the way down.
look.
You broke that all the way down.
I
Yes, I
had
don't know.
more. I had more, but again, I know we're kind of, we're
I
going over
know
our
this.
time
This
and we got to let.
where is creative.
We gotta
Yeah.
let her show up and show out.
Show up. Wait a minute. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
What I decided to do is let one of our young creators, Essence. Yes,
What a treat.
Yes.
She's part of our youth development, leadership development program, and she is 16. She is getting ready to graduate. Put that up. She's getting ready to graduate on the 5th of May with her associate's degree from Santa Fe College. And she's been working with the program. You know, it's a family founded organization. And so we're going to let Essence share with you all. And thank you for having us. Thank you for your donations.
Yes.
And I'm going to move and let her.
Please repost on our Facebook page all of her information. Oh my God, I'm so excited. That was beautiful.
She come, wait a minute. She got the acoustic guitar.
Hold on.
I said, wait a minute. Let me pop me some popcorn. Hold on. That's how good this is going to be.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
We can see you. We can hear you. You are beautiful and sounding good.
Yes.
Well, my name is Essence. As Miss Creation said, I am 16 and I'm graduating May 5th. I work with the program. I do a lot for the program. I teach. I'm a mentor. I fundraise, advertise. I help out wherever I can. Do a lot of technical support, surprisingly. So I just want to share this with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is one of my original songs. I'm a songwriter too.
Nice.
So yes.
That's too much right there. Oh my goodness.
I'm in love.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
I'm riding, piping, cruising past the moon, like galaxy April, like you, l'évolutionné en rouge à tau. Nous sommes un nouveau, je t'ai mis assis, je suis tout. Kiss me, hold me closely, and love me. Please don't loathe me. The world spins on a 23 degrees axis. Had to use an atlas to find you. I'm so confused, but I'm rising, vibing, cruising past the moon, like galaxy April, like you, l'évolutionné en rouge à tau. Nous sommes un nouveau, je t'ai mis assis, je suis tout.
Whoa. I want some more. Don't stop.
You got
some more of that.
One more.
Actually, I have a second part of it, but it's not finished, so I normally just end it right there.
Oh man. When
I do have another song that I know right off of that.
Okay, go ahead.
This one is called. Actually, if you hold one moment, I can run and get something real quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Wow.
Do you realize she's the only one that we have had on here to play music besides, John?
Mm-hmm.
She's the only one. Just beautiful. Keep working on it. I love you.
Wow. Nice voice.
Beautiful. Yes.
Very talented.
Yes.
And intelligent.
Yes.
Oh my
You got to bring her back.
Oh man.
So, yeah.
She makes me feel better about the future of the world.
Right there.
Yes.
Okay. Skies are blue and trees are green, and I've seen some things to make me question reality. I tried to shake it off, maybe I should take the day off, it'd probably pay off. But I won't let it change me. It's only natural to be scared of what I cannot see. But I'll run things, and honey, my spirit will always be living wild and free, sleeping with the sun-kissed face and the light that will save. Bad thoughts fade away. No, I didn't answer your text. Leave a message at the beep, and later I will get to them. Sleeping with the sun-kissed face. I want this moment for life, don't let it fade away. No need to pray, it's okay. Just a thought, and we're not. Everything will be okay. Clouds are white, the sun is right. Temperature's just right, so why not relax and close my eyes? No need for makeup. When I wake up, I glow up. When it shows up, only place left to go is. But I won't let it change me. It's only natural to be scared of what I cannot see. But I'll run things, and honey, my spirit will always be living wild and free, sleeping with the sun-kissed face and the light that will save. Bad thoughts fade away. No, I didn't answer your text. Leave a message at the beep, I promise I will get to them. Sleeping with the sun-kissed face. I want this moment for life, don't let it fade away. Fade away. We'll be okay.
Whoa. Whoa. Man.
Oh my God.
Thank you for having us, and thank you for giving me this chance.
Look, the pleasure is all ours.
We have questions now, honey. How long have you been doing this?
I've been songwriting since 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been, officially songwriting. I wrote little songs when I was like younger, but nothing like finished.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also started playing the guitar later that year.
Okay, because I was going to ask, when did you figure out that music was your passion?
Well, I've always been involved in music. When I was little, I played violin. In middle school, I played saxophone, and then piano, and then guitar.
My favorite instruments, yes.
So you know how to play the saxophone?
Yes.
Do you have one available?
I do, but I don't have any songs that I know right off the bat. I haven't played saxophone in the past. This semester, I've been really busy this semester, so everything has kind of been pushed away as I'm taking more piano lessons and learning classical piano.
Wow. Okay, that's just...
We have a music genius
That is too
on
much.
the show today. I love it. Violin, saxophone, piano, guitar,
a prodigy,
songwriter, singer. What is your name?
Essence.
Essence. Of course. Nothing else could be fitting. Essence.
So do you have like a Facebook page, or
I have an Instagram.
You do?
Yes.
Can we post it?
Yes, ma'am. It is Essence and then NYKOLE. Yes. Actually, sorry, it's The Essence and then NYKOLE.
The Essence, NYKOLE. Let me go look at this right now. Hold on. Do y'all have any questions for our young music prodigy?
I just have nothing but encouragement.
Yes,
I
keep
want
going.
to empower you. I want to give you a vast amount of gratitude. Again, you are somebody else I represent, and I'm glad that you are representing me well, representing all of us well. I mean, you make me full of pride. So thank you so much for being you. Thank you for coming into existence and breathing the air at the same time I'm breathing it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you all so much. It's great having that encouragement and that positive feedback. It really keeps me going.
You better not stop.
I won't.
You're going to look back on this and be like, I did this years ago. Yeah. You better not stop. John, you have 4 albums. You cannot help her.
Yeah. So me and Creation Divine are supposed to be talking about us collaborating Me going over there, mentoring, talking, connecting.
Oh.
Mind you, I met these guys. What was that, in March? I think it was March. Yeah, that was March at an open mic. Yeah.
Okay, I've just posted you on our Facebook page.
Thank you.
A clip from
Wow.
October 8th, 2021. You with your guitar.
I have to update my Instagram. It's a little
Please update your Instagram.
and
Yes. And we're very supportive to the youth. We're very supportive to any organization that is committed to growth. Honey, you would be, where do you see someone has a question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So in 5 years, let's see, what is it? It's 2023, so 2028. In 5 years, I should be completed with my my PhD, and I should be full-time working as a psychologist.
Yes.
Specifically forensic psychologist.
A forensic psychologist.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Even
still, though.
The same knowledge.
Yeah.
Just a different application.
Yeah.
You do your thing, lady. That's what they was trying to say. You do, do your thing, lady. Oh my God. Thank you, Miss Essence, for gracing us with your presence today.
Yes.
We are honored to have had you on here this evening. That was a great idea from Creative Vision. Oh my God.
Oh, Creation Divine, yeah.
Creation Divine. I am so sorry. I mess up names. Don't take it personal. Wow, my mind is blown. Somebody was like, my mind is blown. Yeah. She's 16 and she's oh my God. You're going places. Continue to stay focused. You're going to get there.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
I'm
you
going to
again.
give the floor back to Miss Creation. I'm going to take my leave. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you so much, beloved. Thank you. Wow, what a treat.
A treat.
Thank you, guys.
What a treat.
You are surrounded by greatness, honey.
Absolutely.
You are, and she inspires other little girls around her.
Yeah.
She's an inspiration to others as well.
Yes, we've just branched off. Hype is now branched in Gainesville, so we'll have our first parent meeting on this Tuesday, and Essence is one of the main coaches and mentors. So we're really excited.
I don't know the ins and outs of certain things, but I don't mind doing funding.
Okay.
So if you ever find yourself in a need, think of me.
Thank you.
I will be happy to help with that.
Appreciate it.
That girl is going places.
Yeah, Essence is.
Yes.
She's pretty. I have 3 children, and they're all into entertainment, and we've been through a lot. I've been a single mama, not very much support at all, and so we've had to go through our process. But now we're about there and ready to kind of move forward more so with the entertainment aspect of our lives, their lives.
Mm-hmm. She
makes this is a dancer. She's a dancer by she's a dancer as well. She's a dancer, and I'm just going to brag a little bit because usually I don't say much.
Right.
Every now and again on Facebook, and I'm starting to do it more. But Essence is an artist. I mean, she draws, she paints like unbelievably. She writes. Essence has about 3 books about this thick, full of music. Very, very creative, very intellectual. She is a blessing. She really is. And then she's her mama's right hand.
Oh, definitely.
She is. She really is.
Definitely.
We don't need much convincing after that performance.
Not at all. Not at all. Oh, honey, beautiful. She makes the kind of music I listen to.
Yeah.
Oh, that first song. Yeah. Tell her, please finish that and send me a copy.
Okay.
And
Okay.
autograph it. Autograph it.
Okay.
I gotta have my stuff autographed.
Good
Send me a
deal.
copy. Autograph it, please.
Good deal.
Thank you. That was a great idea of blessing us with her presence.
Mhm, very much.
Yes.
Man. So,
I
yeah.
have enjoyed. This has been nice to listen and learn, observe, and laugh and feel. And it's been nice. It's been
Please.
nice.
Yes.
Share us.
We'll do.
That's all we ask.
We'll do.
Invite other people to the group.
We'll do.
That's really it. Any other organizations that would like to be promoted for free, because we do this for free.
Okay.
There is no cost. The benefit is us giving back, being of service.
Right.
And so,
Absolutely.
So
That's-
God level, where's your geographical location?
I am in St. Louis, Missouri right now.
Okay. I got a good
I'm in
friend
St. Louis.
Louis.
Georgia, and then I'm sorry, he is in California.
Okay.
Yeah, and my brother is probably somewhere asleep. He needs
Working
it.
hard. He's been on the road a
He's
lot.
working hard, yeah, and
Yeah.
he's based in Texas.
Okay.
So yeah, we are all spread it around, but when we do our 2-year anniversary, we'll all be together
Yeah.
in September. This will be actually me and John's first time meeting.
Wow. Where are you guys going?
What you say? We're going to California. I'm sorry, California.
Okay.
Well, look, by the time that comes, I'm pretty sure I won't be in California.
Okay, so we can go to Georgia.
I'll probably be
John's
in
house?
North Carolina, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
But you'll know. But either way it goes,
doesn't matter. We got time.
Yeah, we got
You
time.
know, we really do. But yeah, that 2nd-year anniversary of this podcast.
Good deal.
John is a supporter. So yeah, he was the first person I called. John, you gonna do this with me? John, you gonna yeah. I'll do it with you. Yeah.
You gotta
A year and a
support
half
your
later,
supporters.
here we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Support your supporters.
Yes. I'm a supporter of John. I have all of his music.
Mm.
I do not play. I don't just download. I buy.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need to. I need some of his music. I need some of his music. We need it for the kids.
Oh, which one? Ooh,
Yeah, he has some very good positive music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I gotta.
There is a song called God Level 400, 900.
Mhm.
900. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to use the name God Level. I said, go right ahead. God. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. You have to buy a hat too. Miss Creation Divine.
Yes. Okay. So, are you on Facebook?
I have my own website. I am on
Okay.
Facebook. I have my personal page. We have things that people don't want to talk about. That's geared for our podcast. And there it is. That black and gold is fresh.
I like.
And then I have
right.
a God Level page on Facebook. I need to buy one too. I don't know who that is, but please do. Thank you.
I like that.
And then I have Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, I just try to keep it out. I put it out there. I need to promote more often. But yeah, tell Essence she on God Level right now, baby.
Already.
Graduating at 16, singer, songwriter, dancer. She's on God Level for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you for being our guest today. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, and thank you for treating us to that beautiful voice at the end. Maybe next week you can come back on and do that powerhouse voice that John was talking about.
Ooh, because we talking about women next week. Next week we're talking about
women next week. Is there any women organizations that we can be promoting? We need to get out there. Let us know. Send them our way. Yeah.
Yes.
Send them our way. Oh, we're talking about women next week. And ladies, don't be mad at me, baby.
What's the topic?
Well, it's gonna be balanced though, because you're gonna be.
What does it mean to be a woman? We're following up with women now after we've done men. Part 1 and part 2 next week. Well, part 1 is next week. So yeah, we're asking that question for the women. What does it mean to be a woman? So yeah, we're just gonna be real and raw.
It's gonna be balanced. It's gonna be balanced though, because you're gonna talk about the good parts and you're gonna talk about
and they gotta talk about the bad parts, because
the dark and the light.
the dark,
Mhm.
the
dark
positive
and the
and the negative.
Mhm.
Yeah, some positive
All-
things
all of
about
that.
it. Or what?
Mhm. I said all of that.
All of it.
All of that. Mhm.
We're gonna
Yeah,
talk
we're not
about
gonna
it.
attack. We're not gonna attack anybody. We're not gonna. No,
not an
there's no attack.
attack.
We're just we're just
Bringing
making some
light.
Yeah, we're bringing some
Bringing
observation into it.
light.
Yeah.
That's why it's called things that people don't want to talk about.
Mm.
They don't want to talk about those things.
So look out for the questions in the podcast in the group.
In the group. Yeah. Thank you.
I'll have a few, but I'd like to hear some questions from the rest of y'all too, as it relates to the topic.
Okay, I'll send you
All right.
some.
That's what's up. I be
Yeah.
leaving you to do all of that stuff. Like, I thank you though. John is the intellectual.
Hold up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and like close.
All
out.
right. Thank you all for jumping in on tonight's live. We will see you all back here next week. Peace, love, and light. Mwah.
Later, y'all.